Trusting God in the waiting season. Friends, this is a hard topic for me to talk about. I feel like I've been in a waiting season for so long. But I read something today that said, when you pray for patience, God will make you work longer and harder so you know what it feels like. Or so that you are able to have the patience to get what you need, right? So, and Lord knows I have prayed for patience, but usually not in this type of setting. My patients are usually give me patience when I'm driving, patience for other people, right? Patience with my children, that kind of thing, with my husband, and difficult people at work and whatnot. It has never usually been give me patience for uh, things in life to change or things to happen. But here I sit waiting. And it's like, you get a couple steps ahead and then wait. A couple steps ahead, then wait. And I suppose waiting is better than a couple steps ahead and then 10 steps backwards, right? And I think sometimes what we see as 10 steps backwards is really just wait, right? God's timing is perfect. At least that's what everybody says, right? That is what everybody tells us. That's what the Bible tells us. That's what is on. We know it to be true, and yet we still struggle to wait. And I know, the old saying, good things come to those who wait. Yeah. What I'm learning though is while I wait, there's still work to be done in the waiting, right? We're not just sitting around twiddling our thumbs. However, for me personally, I get stuck in this. It's almost like, well, if I can't have what I want right now or do what I want right now, then I'm not going to do anything at all. Even though there's work to be done. It's not the work I want to be doing because there's work toward, it's like work towards what I want, but the stuff that I don't want to do, right? And yet it still has to be done. But here I am procrastinating, like, oh, well, I'll have plenty of time to do that stuff later. Well, later never comes, right? So, or when it does come, then I find myself rushed and anxious and all the things. So, if we could just look at it as, number one, God's timing is perfect, and that this time of waiting is more like a time, like a grace period. Like, this is your chance to get these things done so that you are not rushing at the last minute, so you're not panicking and full of anxiety and all the things. So this is your moment, your time to get the things done that you keep putting off and that you absolutely hate doing, right? And it's true. What needs to be done, what I should be doing right now, is stuff that I have put off for years. Should have been done a long time ago. And I'm still finding myself procrastinating and not wanting to get the job done. And so, but I know that God is, like I said, saying, hey, this is your chance. Get it done. Get it done. So that when the time comes to move forward, then I will be in peace, not in stress. There will be some stress because there's always stress. However, it will be a lot less because I don't have all this other stuff that still needs to be done that I left unfinished while I just twiddled my thumbs, basically. And if you're like me, while you're twiddling your thumbs, there's this little person inside your head that kind of feels like being a tyrant. and will beat this voice in my head beats me up for the whole day. Like, I'm talking to you from experience. My day with this was yesterday, and I woke up tired already, and it was a rainy day. So I'll be honest, I didn't do very much of anything yesterday. And by about 7 p.m., I found myself in this horrible self-talk um, of just, you're lazy, you haven't done anything all day, you haven't done anything towards your goals, you haven't done anything to help anybody today in your family or otherwise. And so, it's just this awful self-talk. So, and by then, the day's kind of over and there ain't much I can do. And I don't know about y'all, but it's like, I guess I call it rest fatigue. So when you haven't done anything, then you don't want to do anything. Like, you're tired from doing nothing, right? Which makes no sense at all, but it is true. It does happen. And so that's where I was last night. Now, I did get up, do a couple things to make myself feel better, but not anything of importance that actually made myself feel better. What did make feel better was I was like, nope, I'm not going to listen to this voice. There has to be a better way. So I got out a piece of paper and a pen, because I like to do things on pen and paper. And I just kind of start writing down all of my feelings at the moment and all of my self-talk that was happening. I wrote it all down so that I could see what was going on. And you kind of, once it's written down, it was easier to see, like, oh, well, it's self-loathing, but actually it's not things that can't be changed, right? So it caused me to kind of think logically about the problem or problems that I'm facing, because there are, let's face it, we're always facing multiple problems at one time. It's never really just one thing. It's like one thing that breaks off into a bunch of little things. And so it was like, all right, what is the major thing here? How can I fix this? It seems to be out of my control, but is it really out of my control? And if it is out of my control, then what is in my control, and how can I fix this? And so once I had it down on paper, it kind of freed my mind a little bit. It like almost like cleared my mind of the stuff, because now it's down in writing, so now it's out of my head, right? So then I went from that to doom scrolling, as if I wasn't already doing enough of that throughout the day. And actually, no, I wasn't. I was reading I was reading for entertainment, put it that way. I was not reading anything that was worth like self-improvement or anything like that. And so doing that just kind of lets you vegetate. It's like watching TV, right? So you just kind of sit there and bleh. So anyway, so I decided to get on Facebook and start scrolling, doom scrolling. But what was on there was, now see, this is where your systems in place come into play. Because what I have, what I have made my timeline look like on my social media is all encouraging, uplifting. It's stuff about business. It's stuff about, so there's like inspiration, and it's just all kinds of things, right? That are for the best version of myself. And so when I get on there, 9 out of 10 things that I see scrolling by are going to be encouraging to me. They're going to be inspirational. They're going to be what I need when I don't feel good, right? When I can't talk to myself nicely, my social media will do it for me, right? So that's kind of what happened. Like when I got on, then I saw some stuff, and one of them was about writing your problems down and how to go through it, and it was pretty good. I was like, oh, this is good to remember, right? So anyway, that's important too. Like, don't let, yeah, it can be entertaining. Social media can be entertaining, but don't let it just be entertaining. Make sure that it can be something you rely on when your own self-talk is just in the gutter, and when you need um, it's encouragement from somebody else. Let that be what's on your timeline. Social media doesn't have to be full of entertainment. It can also be, what I want to say, useful and uplifting to your life. And it doesn't have to be just entertaining. Yeah, entertainment's good, but do we really need to be entertained all the time? No. I know that a lot of us need to be encouraged to do what we need to be doing, instead of falling to that negative voice in our head telling us we can't do it, or it'll never happen, it'll never work out. No, don't let that voice win. Don't let that little tyrant in your head win out on, don't let them have the last say so on your life and what you want to do and what you want to achieve. Don't let that voice win, because that voice is not the end all be all, because you were made for so much more. You were made for whatever it is that is on your heart. You know, like, and if you don't know, start praying about it. If you don't know, start looking for it. But when you know, you will know. It's so deep in your heart, you will know. And getting from point A to point B might be a long, hard journey. And it's going to test you in all of the ways that you don't want to be tested. Like right now, waiting. I don't want to be tested and waiting. But here I am, waiting. And it's very hard, very difficult. And that's what happens when we set our sights and our goals on what we want to do in our hearts, what God has placed in our soul to be done to build up his kingdom. So when we do that, just know that the journey is going to be difficult. But we're not alone. We're not alone. All we need is encouragement as often as possible. All we need is the inspiration there. We need good, good systems to fall back on. We need to, negative proof our lives, our thought lives, and our personal lives, and our public lives. Like, you just need to take out the negativity in all of those areas. All of it. Just get rid of it. Because you have enough, each of us, have enough negativity in our own minds to last a lifetime, right? And so we don't need it from everybody else. We don't need it from other sources. What we need is positivity and encouragement and inspiration and something uplifting. Yeah, it's good to laugh. It's good to be entertained. But if you're just skating over the things, you laugh for a few minutes, but that voice in your head's still going, look at you just sitting here doing absolutely nothing still. And yet yeah, that was funny, but now what? You just going to keep sitting here doing nothing? Like, no. Like, don't let the voice win. All right, y'all. I love you. Have an awesome day. Remember, you are a blessing. Go out and bless the world. Bye.